The same people that pretend to be your friends will knock you down and walk in your face when you have nothing to offer them. They'll leave you laying in the mud. They'll dog you like nothing because you don't have anything they want. When they get tired of your body, they'll pass you to somebody else. When they use you up like a paper bag, they'll throw you on the ground and let the wind blow you away. I'm telling you what I know. Telling you what I know. I OD'd one night, and the guys I thought was my friend, as I laid on the floor dying, every one of them ran out and left me on the floor dying. My best friend left me. I thought if anybody would have stayed and tried to help me. But I'm so glad that God had a will for my life. I'm so glad that God wanted me to preach this gospel. And he spared my life when everybody else ran out on me. God! I didn't even know how to pray. I was laying on the floor dying. I didn't even know how to say, Lord, have mercy. But I just kept saying, there's got to be something better than this. If I get up off this floor, I'm going to find something better than this. If I'm lucky enough to live, I'm going to get out of this junk I'm in. I didn't know I was being blessed. I believed in luck. Every time somebody tried to kill me, they missed. I was leaning against the tree and they fired bullets at me and they kept hitting the trees as I ran because God had a will for my life. And I didn't know it. When I got away, you know what I said? Ooh, I was so lucky. Then he got to thinking about home. He said, I will rise and go to my father's house and will say unto him, Father, I've sinned against heaven and before thee, and I am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. You talking about learn some table manners. He said, I'm going to go back and tell my father, I ain't even worthy to be called your son. Give me a job. When I put my son out, I cried. He came back home 3 weeks later, and he came in the door. I wanted him to learn some table manners. He said, Daddy. I said, what? He said, if I finish high school, will you pay for my college? I said, yeah, get out. And when he left out, I broke down and I went to boo-hooing because every time I heard a gunshot, I said, oh, no, I hope that ain't him. So he came back about 3 weeks later. See, I knew his friends was going to get tired of him. See, when they got to feed you, when they got to spend their money on you, and you're not giving up nothing, you understand what I'm saying? They don't want to be bothered with you. I wanted to feed him because I loved him. I wanted to clothe him because I loved him. I wanted him to stay in the house because I loved him. But them folk didn't love him. And he came back. He said, Daddy, please. He said, let me come back home. He said, I'll follow all the rules and regulations of your house. I'll do what you tell me to do. And I was going to try to be hard, but oh man, I turned my back to him and I shedded some tears and I wiped my eyes and I said, go on upstairs, boy. And when he went upstairs, I just fell on my knees and said, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Because he made it back home. Where somebody loved him. Where somebody cared about him. Not too long after that, he got shot. And I rushed up to the McDonald's where he got shot. And they had already took him before the hospital. And he didn't come back home, and me and his mama was covering him. You know, I got a call, said, Mr. Johnson, your son is up at McDonald's, he's shot. I said, and I hung the phone up. And then my sister-in-law called me and said, hey, Pastor, been shot up at McDonald's. Then I know it was real. I was putting my clothes on. My wife was at work, and she didn't know nothing. She said, Jimmy, the Lord told me about being shot. And I ran up to McDonald's, and they had already left and took it down to Ford Hospital. So my wife and I, how did you get out from Plymouth that fast? You must have been. That's when we had that Seville. You must have had it wide open. We got to Ford Hospital just in time for the doctor to tell him, said, boy, said, I don't know who you are, but somebody is praying for you. Said 1 millimeter to the